All right, time for Footballers Unfiltered. This is the part of the podcast where you, the amazing football fans, can get in contact with us here via our email, ffp@bbc.co.uk, to ask the boys a question and get it answered from a top footballer's point of view. So, obviously, we've got Michail in the hot seat today. This one's from Brian Flowers. He's emailed in as well. He says, I'm a Hammers fan from the USA. My whole family are as well. More importantly, we are all huge Michail Antonio fans. We've got so much love for you over here, brother. You've continued to be a hard-working, stand-up, quality football player. Yes, I call it football, he says. He says your work ethic and that big smile makes us so happy as Hammers. We're happy to see you start the season so well. We don't want to see you leave. We hope you stay and retire a West Ham legend. But my question is this. Would you ever come over to the States and play if the situation was right?
Mate, West Ham fan, finally. Like, I think you're the second one, like, in the 3 years we've been here. Like, but hey, come on. Thank
We had to
you.
go to the
Thanks for
States to
coming
get him,
on.
but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
To be honest, I've had a couple of offers. I've had a couple of offers to go to America, and yeah, definitely. I like America. Obviously, Vegas is my place. New York, LA, maybe Miami, like I definitely like the States, so I wouldn't frown upon it. So if the opportunity arises, I'll definitely have a little look at it.
If the situation came up, like like in the near distant future, whenever, like towards the end of your career, and it was a toss up between the Saudi Pro and the MLS, where are you going?
Oh, that's a good question. It all depends on the team, like
The Messi vibes? Are you going towards Ronaldo? What are you doing? It's Messi v Ronaldo all over again.
the problem I have is Saudi's closer to London. You know what I mean? I like Saudi is closer to England, so it's not about the money thing. It's getting back. Obviously, I don't know if I'm bringing my kids out or
Right?
not.
Yeah.
It's the family side of things, and then I don't know. I know a lot about America and the MLS. I don't really know much about the Saudi league, so I don't know about the traveling and what type of traveling they're doing. I know about the traveling in MLS because obviously I've spoken to, not me, but my agents have spoken to teams in the MLS, so I know how they travel. I know that they travel for 2-3 days at a time because how big the country is. Like me going to the Gold Cup showed me it was ridiculous. We played the Gold Cup. We played one game. In the very first game we played in Chicago, then we went to St. Louis, which was an hour away. Then we went to Santa Clara, which was 4 hours away. Then we went back another 4.5 hours. Yeah, mate, going 4 hours for 3 days, and they're going back 4.5 hours.
Because obviously they got the different time zones out there as well, haven't they? So...
And then the different time zones were changing like 3 hours and random like that. Bro, the 4.5 hours back, everyone went, oh, this has hit me. This one has hit me. This was hard, mate. It was crazy.
So basically, you're saying Saudi, Saudi Pro League all day.
I can't decide.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
Honestly, I can't decide because if it's Miami, if it's LA, if it's New York, even like Washington. I know when I went to Chicago, I'm not gonna lie, I really like Chicago. Chicago is a very nice city. I would recommend it. So I actually can't answer the question because I don't have enough information to answer the question.
Listen, I think you answered it fairly well, Mike. We've got a message here. It comes from someone called Logan, who's looking for some advice, Mikey. Now, he wrote, "Hi, Mikey. Recently, I've joined the new team who are leagues above my previous team, and I'm struggling mentally. This team is very good and rarely makes mistakes. In previous training sessions and games, I sometimes make silly mistakes and only think about them. I'd have a good game, that's what the coaches tell me, but I never think that I have because I beat myself up over the little mistakes that I've made. So these thoughts of me playing poorly are starting to affect my games, as before the whistle blows, for the first half I'm thinking, I'm going to make so many mistakes. What is it that I'm going to do this time, etc., etc. I feel like I've lost my spark inside of me. So how do I get that spark back?" That's from Logan.
First things first, you wouldn't be in that. You would not be in that situation. You wouldn't have the opportunity to be where you are if you wasn't good enough. So you've been given an opportunity because of the qualities that you have. So you beating you up doesn't really make any sense. Like, you can be a critic, because I'm a very hard critic on myself, but as well as I'm a hard critic on myself, I will also, yeah, I will ask people. So if my manager said I had a good game, he is the manager. He's the most important person, because he's the one who's picking you. He's the one who's giving you this opportunity. So you do need to take into account of what he is saying. Mistakes become in football. No one is perfect, so everybody is going to make mistakes. So you just got to be able to brush him off. Once you make a mistake, you brush it off. You make sure the next thing you do is okay. If the next thing you do is not okay, you make sure the next thing you do is okay. But as long as your manager is giving you that opportunity to go out there and play, that means you've got the quality and he sees something in you. So that's why you are quality, and that's why he's giving you the opportunity. So that's why you need to believe in yourself and just keep playing, and don't let your mistakes bug you, because it's not bugging the manager. And that's who basically his career or job is on the line by keep putting you out there. But he believes in you enough to keep putting you out there.
It's good advice, to be fair. Is that how you get around it yourself? You just think the manager's putting me in, so he rates me. So I don't care if like I made a mistake in the last game, or I missed a shot, or whatever it might be.
Nah, it's different for me. But for me, I've always said this. It doesn't matter what situation I'm in. It doesn't matter what team I'm at. It doesn't matter where I go. I've done this from non-league up to where I am now. I always believe that I'm one of the best players at the club. And mentally, I've always believed that, because I don't want anyone to be ahead of me in my own brain. I should always have that belief in myself. So even if the manager's not playing me, I'll be like, I'm one of the best at the team. So when he plays me, I'm going to show him that he needs to play me.
Yeah.
So when I'm not in the team, I'm like, okay, when I get back in, I'm going to show him I'm one of the best at the team.
So use it as motivation and drive.
That is that's what I do. I'm just always saying I'm the one of the best, because I'm in this situation because what I have done. And I don't feel I'll ever lose my qualities that I have to bring me where I am.
Like, even in a game situation, commentators always say, get the miss out of your head, and get on to the next chance. Look for the next
100%.
chance. All right, so we've got another one here. This one's from Rowan. Big up to Rowan. He says, greetings, gents. I'm a big fan of the pod and the Liverpool fan. Yes, Rowan, come on. He's a Liverpool fan from Jamaica. He says, big up Ricky, # you'll never walk alone. He says, fans in Jamaica have been ecstatic about a player of Michail's caliber being in our national setup. He says, however, I have never heard Michail talk about his experience with the Jamaican national team, although Callum always brings up his experiences in the England squad. What's up with that, Mikey?
Obviously, from birth, I went to Jamaica. From birth to 14, my mum used to carry me there until I started really playing football. So I've always been connected to Jamaica. I've always loved Jamaica. I go to Jamaica every year with my family, with my kids. So my kids are connected to Jamaica as well. So when I was 22, I actually tried to play for Jamaica. And I keep forgetting this manager's name. I can't store it. But every time I go there, I talk about this man. Yeah. So I was 22. He's come to Sheffield Wednesday. He's come to me. He's like, oh, we want to sign some players. Do you want to come over? And I was like, I would love to. Like, love to play for Jamaica.
Yeah.
Like, I've always gone to Jamaica. It's part of my heritage. My mum's full Jamaican. My dad's full Jamaican. Like, I would love to come across. So he comes to my game on the weekend. We playing Leeds away. I've had a stinker. I have had a stinker.
What, didn't get on the score sheet, no?
Bad, mate. I should have been dragged in 20 minutes. I was awful, and I didn't get any better. I was awful. I'm like, okay, I had a bad game, but you know what? I've been playing in the champ for 3 years. Like, it's more than likely I should get a call up, because all the other wingers were League Two. I was the only one in the champ. So next call up's coming. I'm thinking, yeah, these man gonna call me. Yeah. I didn't hear from them. Until now. Like, I've not heard from them until I actually started playing for them. Like, no phone call, no nothing. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, all right, no
so
problem.
basically, that manager from when you were 22 was just like, yeah, no, allow that.
Yeah,
I'm good.
like,
I'm good.
Yeah. He ain't for me. He doesn't. Yeah, he ain't for me. Yeah.
So how many years later was it until you got in the squad?
So 30. So 8 years.
Bruh, okay.
8 years later. So I was just like, all right, cool. It is what it is. But obviously going there, I really enjoy it. Obviously get to go back to my homeland. Like obviously we train. Obviously we still get to go out and still see certain places that we get to go in Jamaica. Like it's fun, man. And then obviously I'm playing for my country. That my mum was raised, my dad was
Yeah.
raised, and I always visit. So I've loved every minute of it. Where would you rather be? St. George's or Kingston or Marbella or Montego Bay? Like it's cold in December. It's not.
In terms of weather, I'm taking Montego Bay all day long. I can't lie.
All
What,
day.
white sandy beach?
Yeah.
Crystal waters? I don't know. That's not hard for me.